First thing is make sure you wear your face coverings, watch your distance, and please wash your hands. As I had put out I put out my update to the senior leadership today, and for those who live up in housing, Garrison Commander had put out in April, I think it was April 20th, to make sure the face covering order for what it is. He has now stepped that up, and if you don't have a face covering, at least on your possession outside, so when you're within 6 feet of somebody, if you're walking around the neighborhood, you are liable to get cited by Palm PD. How they enforce that, it's not up to us. It's I fully support what the Garrison Commander is doing so that we can keep everybody safe in and around housing. Remember, housing is, though it is federal land, it is still subject to Palm Police jurisdiction, and you should consider yourself a part of the city. So with that being said, thank you for being the good guys, for taking, like we said, the high road, and for helping us get on top of this COVID virus. Kind of a nice segue into what's happening in the county. The good news is that we are starting to see the numbers somewhat stabilize. We had been going up with an incidence rate. And again, the incidence rate is the number of positive tests per the people tested. And we saw that rate at, if you look per, I think it's 100,000 or 10,000, it doesn't matter. It was in the 180s. We are still in the high 170s as of today. So we have to be below 50 to go yellow. And I'm looking at kind of a stoplight chart, red, yellow, and green to go yellow. So we're still a ways off, but once that starts going down, it means that it should come down. And I say fairly rapidly. Don't hold me to that, but we have seen that across the nation that this is what has happened in certain areas. And we are hoping, and that's not a strategy, but we are hoping that would be the case here in Monterey. The problem is that our neighboring counties are still seeing theirs go up. Again, what I had said a few weeks back, attributed potentially to the harvest season, that is not the case anymore. We are seeing, as Dr. Fauci had put out, inherent community transmission. What that means to us is that people from other areas, people within our own areas, tend to be giving it to ourselves. That means people who are asymptomatic, who have no idea that they have it, are potentially spreading it. So that's what we have as far as a background. Nothing is for sure. Monterey County is trying to stay up on these numbers, but it's what's keeping us here in Monterey County and in our surrounding counties still kind of high. For instance, I was talking to the mayor of Monterey as well as the city manager of Monterey. And the city manager of Monterey, Hans Usler specifically, and he had said both he and the mayor were out last week, and as was I. On a bike, and I rode by the wharf and rode by Cannery Road. There's a ton of people out. Now, our frag board does not permit that unless you're just in the activity of exercising, going out for a walk, getting away from your house, but staying in and around retail areas, we cannot do. That's just for us to keep ourselves safe within the housing and within the military, within the space. So please abide by that order. Please do not go out there right now. Not that it's dangerous, but we've got to do all we can to arrest what's going on. But the bottom line is we were out there, and Cannery Road was packed, and so was the wharf. It's a wonderful place to go. We look forward to going back there, but at this time, please, to the max extent possible, staying away. The good news is everybody had masks on. That was awesome. The bad news is everybody was pretty much shoulder to shoulder. I mean, it was that packed. So as you can see, we have a lot of visitors that love to come to Monterey. I know the Central Valley and other parts of California are incredibly hot at this time. Monterey is not. I mean, I have my jacket in here today. It's in the high 60s. It's pretty June gloom, July gloom, August gloom. It's chilly here. But please help us by staying as close to your place as possible. You know, get out and do some exercise and go to the store if you need to. But other than that, please do not loiter around any retail areas and help us get on top of this. So the good news is we're starting to see our numbers stabilize. The bad news is they're still stabilizing high. So that's just the case it is. But wanted to let you know, Kyle's going to go into things that are open, at least as far as Starbucks. Whew, today, golf course, yeah, last Friday or last Wednesday. And the barbershop, awesome. Next Monday, we'll have 2 seats open. I'll go more into that. We have our public health emergency officers, Dr. Jaime Vega and Lieutenant Chris McLaughlin. They're in from Lemoore for the next few days. We are going to be walking the gyms. We're walking all the places I plan to request to open as soon as I can. And the reason I haven't opened them yet is because they are not open in Monterey. And with that being said, unless they are open in Monterey, and unless I can provide a good excuse why we need ours open, and if theirs aren't open, I don't have a cause for us to open them over here. But as soon as I can, as soon as Monterey hints at opening up theirs, Kyle and I are going to put in for those to be open. We're going to walk them with our FAOs to let them know that we have a great plan, because we do, and they've already been seeing that. They're just here to solidify that. But that's the good news, and that's including chapel services. As soon as chapel services, church services open up in town, I'm going to be opening them up on base. You can plan on those being outside. We're going to run through a plan. Mark Geramo and Father Dom have plans out there for it. But the main thing is for those who want to come on base for a variety of services, gym or chapel, we are going to make those available. That being said, I'm going to turn it over to Kyle. I'm going to turn this computer back over to Tina so she can let everybody in, and then I'm going to be back after this. Kyle's on, as well as I think Pancho Barnes is on to answer any questions from MPS. So after Kyle, he'll turn it over to Pancho. If Pancho doesn't pick it up, then I'm going to pick it back up and we'll start answering your questions as we see on the chat. But thank you very much for joining us. Kyle, it's you.
Thank you, Skipper, and good afternoon, NSA Monterey. Like Captain Wiley said, please put your questions in the chat room, whatever is not covered by myself or him or Captain Barnes during the town hall will absolutely answer your questions in the chat. So please put those up and we'll get to you as soon as we can. So like the Skipper mentioned, Starbucks open today. So we got our first customer there in the morning at 7 a.m. Getting their fresh Starbucks drink. We have breakfast pastries, sandwiches, and so forth for breakfast sandwiches there at the Starbucks, and it's open from 7 a.m. to noon every day. Those are the initial opening hours. If the demand seems to be more, we're happy to open up more than that. We're monitoring sales, and if the operation hours aren't working, we can shorten them as well. So if you have been missing your Starbucks and you want to get your fix, please get over there. It's open Monday through Friday, 0700 to noon to get your Starbucks. And don't forget, we still have all the same things in place. You can use the Starbucks app to purchase your items. We'll have the refill policy going on. You can get a refill later in the day of another beverage. So please go over there and utilize the Starbucks. Right next to the Starbucks, as you know, the cafe has been open. Chef Love Day has been over there at the Left Shack, cooking up his famous specials for lunch. And those have been every day from 10:30 to 2 o'clock. We've expanded the hours at the cafe a little earlier so that those who have been missing that awesome breakfast burrito that Chef Love Day over there makes, you can now get those as well. So your breakfast items are available, hot breakfast to order there at the cafe. We do it on order, so it might take a little longer than what you're used to walking up to the cafe window, but please go over there for your breakfast burrito or your daily lunch special, or whether it be a burger or a salad or whatever else you like to get there at the cafe. So the cafe is open for breakfast and lunch now. The other service that is open for us is the golf course. So we initially opened the golf course last Wednesday. Like we've said before, as we open these services, it'll very often be a limited population, and it'll expand as we feel comfortable, or the FAOs feel comfortable with us expanding the clientele. So golf, when it originally opened, it was open to active duty and duty civilians only. And we opened on Wednesday. Throughout the week, it was relatively low play. The weekend, we weren't crushed. So the captain and I both feel very comfortable with expanding that user base. So starting this Friday, and again, tea times during the week are 11 a.m. and on weekends they start at 9 a.m. Starting this Friday, retirees, you are eligible to go out to Monterey Pines, and any authorized customer can bring along their dependents with them. So whether you be active duty, a DoD civilian, or a retiree, you can bring family members with you to the Pines. Outside guests at this point are not authorized at this time. We aren't able to open to the general public. Not sure when that'll be, but it won't be that soon, honestly. We need to see how it goes with this population for a little while, making sure that we're keeping our military and DoD population safe out there at the Pines, giving them a safe opportunity to go out and play golf and avoid some of the other local courses that might have tons and tons of play right now and lots of interactions with folks. So if you're out at Monterey Pines and you've played there so far, you can see all the protocols are in place. We definitely have just enough play for everyone to go out there. So you won't have a lot of people that you're dealing with in terms of out of your golf round. You won't interact with staff. If you want to call in the pro shop and pay over the phone, you can do that as well if you're not comfortable going inside. But inside the pro shop, we've got plastic barriers between the staff and yourself, all touchless pay through the Apple Pay or Android Pay system or credit card. So we've got all the provisions set up as much as possible to be safe out there on the golf course. Along with the golf course, the Pines Grill is open. I know there's a lot of folks out there that may never play golf, but they love to go to the Pines Grill and get some of their specials there. So Tim Fisher and his crew out there do an awesome job. If you've never had their BLT, it is one of the best in Monterey County for sure. Their chicken sandwich is out of this world. It's an avocado mango salsa. It's the only thing I order over there. It's so good. So if you'd like to have some lunch out there, sit on the patio. We've got outdoor seating that's spaced out on the patio there at the Monterey Pines. You go over, place your order. You can do it over the phone if you'd like, and then just sit outside. We'll bring you the food outside, and you can socially distance there on the patio and enjoy your lunch at the Pines. So we're really excited to have those operations open at this time. Like we've said before, the fitness is not open yet. We are going to wait on Monterey County reopening their fitness centers before we step forward and open ours. So that's kind of your metric. If you're always wondering, when is the gym going to be open? When's the gym going to be open? It'll be open as soon as Monterey County opens theirs. That's when we will request to have ours open. If given approval, we will open. It will be active duty only. And there's no way around that. That's what's been approved by the Navy at this point. The mission of the Navy is to keep the sailor and the military members as safe as possible. So when gyms do finally get the approval to reopen, it will be for active duty only. Those are the updates on the N9 side. I know the skipper said that the barbershop is going to be opening next week as well. So I know that some people in the community are happy about that. That is for active duty independence only. But for quality of life stuff, if you have any other questions regarding quality of life and those type of things, please put them in the chat. Send it back to the skipper or Captain Barnes if he's here. I'll be monitoring the chat and I'll get to those answers. So I did have one question that came in. Currently, the golf course only allows active duty, their dependents, and government civilians. When can the civilians bring dependents? So that's what I just addressed. You are good to go with bringing your family members out to the Pines starting Friday at 11 a.m. That's the first tee time of the day. So please bring your children out there. It's a great time to have your kids pick up the game of golf. And I can tell you that the feedback we've gotten from the people who have played the Pines is just outstanding. It's an outstanding condition, and it's definitely the best deal in Monterey area. So with that said, I don't know if I see Captain Barnes. Captain Barnes, you out there? Oh, there he is.
Yep, right here.
Take it over, Pancho.
Thanks, Kyle. Hey, welcome everybody. It's been a few weeks since I've had the time to participate. Just wanted to bring you the latest from NPS. So we did speak with President Rondeau, and we did make the decision to continue with majority DL education for the fall quarter. This is not a decision that we took lightly. However, based on the current health situation, as Captain Wiley has described, and forecast, and then also, what I would consider maybe even more important is, a large majority of our on-campus population, both faculty and students, are going to have some childcare challenges this fall, with the majority of the K through 12 local education, at least starting the year in a distance learning format. And frankly, I don't know if they're ever going to get back to an in-residence format for those schools. And then additionally, an expectation that many childcare facilities are also not going to be available in the fall either. And so based on those two considerations, we decided to continue with really the same format that you're seeing this summer. So majority of the courses will still be delivered to resident students in a DL format. We are looking to expand the on-campus offerings slightly, more to follow on that. However, the classified instruction and the lab intensive and research activities, those will continue to occur on campus just like they did in the summer. And we feel like we've got a pretty good methodology down for getting people into those spaces safely to conduct that education. There are a few other things that we're going to try to expand in the fall, though. So we understand that people really want to get together. They want to have an opportunity to interact with the faculty, with their teachers in particular. And so we're going to try to create opportunities for that. There are plenty of spaces on campus where we can do this safely in groups of 10 people or less. And so we're going to encourage the faculty to take advantage of that. So say, for example, there's a group project that you're working on with some fellow students. We can do that safely on campus. Thesis advising with your faculty. We can safely do that on campus. Regular office hours with your instructors. We can do that safely on campus. An examination, we can do that safely. So while we don't want to encourage people to meet, twice a week in a classroom on campus, we do think there are opportunities periodically throughout the quarter for you to engage with your faculty in a safe way. So just look for us to put out more guidance to the faculty on how they can do that and how they can schedule that. Additionally, the study spaces that we established for the summer quarter, those will still be available also. So I would encourage you, if you're having trouble at home, either trying to find some a quiet space to work on a paper or to study, or if you're having internet connectivity challenges at home, each of the 4 schools have set up dedicated spaces within the schools for you to come in and study or connect. So if you have questions about that, I would encourage you to speak to your program officer and they can get you some more details. Additionally, we're looking at the extracurricular activities on campus. I think there are opportunities there to resume some of those in a safe way. Really, that's about it for now. Certainly open to suggestions. If there are other things on campus that you think we can resume and we can start safely, I'd be happy to hear your comments. And really, it's about trying to provide the students with the best possible experience, not just education, but holistic experience here at NPS, while still keeping everybody safe, respecting the needs that you have within your homes, really for those of you with small children especially, but still allowing us to interact somewhat and broaden that experience. So with that, I'm happy to answer any additional questions that you might have in the chat. Back to you, Captain Wiley.
All right, I'm back. So I'm going to put these up. I'm going to burden you with my grill again. Thank you, Pancho and Kyle, for the great updates. One, the barbershop Kyle had mentioned, it's April 10th. That's our April 10th. August 10th, which is next Monday. 2 chairs will be open. John and Jane will be back. Sam's going to be back on the 23rd. She's got a ROM requirement because she was down in Los Angeles. So as soon as she's clear with that, we will have Sam back and have 3 chairs. What you need to do, and those hours are going to be amended. So it's not going to be early morning. It's going to be like 9 to 4. Those have been put out. Please stop by, call the barber shop, and I'll have those out. Stop by, whatever. I'll make sure that I get those numbers out, and we'll have those up on the website as well, or at least our Facebook, and Tina will put those. But you got to call for an appointment. You can't wait inside. You got to have a face covering. You go in. You got to hold the face covering up to your mouth while you're getting your haircut. Very similar to what the palm. We're going to change the smocks. Everything gets washed, and the chair gets sprayed down in between everybody. So again, what we are doing to keep everybody safe while you're going through this and give it what we think is a safer alternative to what's in town. It's not like they're not safe, but with the oversight from the base, it's a good thing to provide. So welcome back to the barber shop, in addition to Starbucks, which was awesome today, as well as the golf course and what we're able to expand on Friday. For the gym, Kyle had mentioned that again. I'm walking through with the Fayos. Thank you to all who have stopped going up to the Palm Gym. Again, one more time, Palm Gym is not open. Palm Gym is not open for us. It's open for the Palm because those young sailors and Marines, that's all they've got. So it's being run by their individual commands at their individual times. It's not that you guys can't sneak in. I know if you will, you can. Please take the high road and help them out. They've had a couple of positive pops in their barracks. That's not a good thing. So they're tracing, they're able to control that. If we continue to mix with them, we're again being a part of the problem, not a part of the solution. Help me by being a part of the solution on that. And again, focus on what we do have. So a lot of people I keep getting some questions, well, why can't we do this? What can we do? Again, we are opening things when we can open them. As soon as I get a hint that these things are going to open up in town, again, begin to be in a good community neighbor as we will from a base to a town to a city that we're a part of, we will open commensurate with them. But just like the golf course, the grills, exercise classes, I'm still getting requests for people to hold classes for 10 or less. Come on out. Somebody has asked, can we drag the equipment out from the gym? No, you can't, because that's ours. It's a part of MWR. That'll open up with the gym. You can bring your own equipment. It just has to go home at night with you. If you leave the equipment out there, I have to take it. And I love kettlebells. You can't get them on eBay anymore. So please do not allow me that temptation. Whatever you guys bring out, have fun, go at it on the fields or on our lower reflection pond. I've done that with Gump's classes every Thursday. Awesome Tabata workouts. I get tired every time. But then again, the jump ropes, the weights, the kettlebells, the stuff that we take out for that class, go home at night. And it looks like, as we said, when you're out in the national parks, the only thing I want to see is your footprints. And even then, I don't want to see those. So thank you very much for the things that you guys are doing. And I know there's a couple of you that want to have the yoga classes. I look forward to being a part of that when those things strike up here on base. So again, I haven't said no to any of those. That's all I have for the questions. Golf course we've hit. Thank you very much for what you guys have done in and around town. Got a couple of questions with regards to, face masks around housing. Again, you're a part of the neighborhood out there. So as long as you have it worn around you, and if somebody comes down the street and looks like they're going to get within 6 feet, pull it up. Talk like this. And when you're back and it's just you and your family in the yard, you can pull them down because that's your family. And the garrison commander, Colonel Chung, is fantastic. He said, man, just make sure these things are visible. Same thing when you're exercising around town. If you're not next to somebody, you can pull it down, much like I did on my bike ride. When you're next to somebody or you're coming up on somebody, pull it up. Again, be a part of the solution without there. It's more the visible optic that goes with it as well. So don't give anybody to question whether or not you're abiding by the safety of what's going on. Show them that you're a part of it. And again, take the high road, lead by example. And thank you for doing that. I'm looking on chat. I don't see anything. I think Kyle's answered the questions. Pancho, Kyle, if you guys can chime in, if you see anything else or any saved rounds.
We're good here, sir. Just look forward to talking with everybody next week in case we have any more updates.
Yeah, same here. Happy to answer any questions if people have them. If you don't have them now, just shoot us an email or let us know and we'll get you an answer.
Yeah, and one final round for me. Thank you very much for your patience as Tina and I kind of play tennis with this one laptop. Again, I'm in the Neanderthal world, so we share one camera around here. So the poverty that is installation management. But thank you very much for your patience. Tina, thank you for you and what you do to make this available every week. I think we have close to 100 participants. Again, if we have one or more, we're going to continue to update you guys with information on things that are available. If by chance that I get cross-circled with the two experts, which are Pancho and Kyle, shoot me an email in the morning. I've corrected myself more than once. I do it about 10 times by the time I get into the office every morning. So shoot that to me. I will be the first one to correct it and say I'm usually wrong more than I'm right. So the main thing is to get you guys the information that we have, so that full transparency, you guys know what's going out, the interpretation of the rules as we continue to build this car going 60 miles an hour. We are still adding parts to it, but the main thing is that you guys know what we know. So thank you very much for chiming in. And I think there was one to confirm, will students distance learn this fall? And holiday leave update. So a couple of late chats. Pancho, if you can jump on those.
Yeah, that's correct. Students will distance learn for the fall quarter unless you have a classified course, which will be conducted in civil, or it's a research intensive course. Those are primarily in GCs, and if you're in that class, you'll know. Talk to your program officer, and they'll let you know if that's something that's going to be happening on campus. As for holiday leave, I don't have any data on that right now. I'm not sure if Dean of Students is up, or frankly, if we even set that policy yet. So once we do, that'll be disseminated to all hands.
Goody, I see you up. It's yours.
Yep. To follow up there from Pancho, we know what we're doing through the fall quarter. What we do in the winter quarter will be based on conditions. We'll take a look, just like we did for the fall quarter, work with the whole team to make the right decision for the winter quarter. So we don't have that fidelity yet. I don't anticipate a change in the leave policy for the holiday period. That said, the Secretary of Defense has recently removed individual leave from the broader stop movement order and has given the authority to grant leave to unit commanders. So for Navy students, that's me. And for the other services, it's your regular chain of command. The things we're looking at to try to get to yes when approving leave is the risk level of your plan. So far, I've only disapproved those leave requests that involve really big gatherings. So there was one that wanted to go to a big family reunion in excess of 30 people. And there was another that wanted to go to Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Those kinds of things we just can't support in the current environment. That may change by the time we get to the holiday leave periods. But right now, plans that include gathering in crowds of more than 10 people are not getting the full support of the command. So I anticipate being able to approve some leave for the holiday period. And I just ask those that request it to keep their plans safe and in accordance with the same kinds of conditions we're living in here now. I hope that answers that question.
Thank you to the Dean of Students and to Pancho, Barnes, and Kyle, all the experts that are out there assisting me. Again, I benefit from their guidance on a daily basis and from your great questions. So for next week, I know, and watch for the all hands or at least the email from Dean of Students as well as Pancho from MPS. MPS is having a town hall next Tuesday, I believe. So that information will be forwarded to you guys. And we'll be back on Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock for anybody who still has some questions regarding quality of life services, information on the base, anything else that I can help interpret for things going on around NSA Monterey. With that being said, again, make sure you wash your hands, got your face coverings, and please watch your distance and stay safe. God bless. Thanks for being out there.